Thomas, it was for the youth of the community. National basketball games.
Yeah, you got it.
Call the December meeting to order, please. Roll call.
President Pat.
Here.
Vice President Boothby.
Here.
Councilman McGettigan.
Here.
Councilwoman Sakala.
Here.
Councilman Ruggiero.
Here.
Councilwoman Calabrese.
Here.
Councilwoman Duffy.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Solicitor Mr. Rubio.
Here.
Engineer Mrs. Nelson.
Here.
Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we're going to put phone number 4 until next month. Just type our over this agenda. Okay, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to hear from the public with any comment.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by no, motion carries. Would anyone from the public like to address council at this time?
First,
Please.
Ms. Engel, I want to congratulate you on being mayor.
Morning, just state your
Maureen
name.
Carano, 104 North Glenolden Avenue, Glenolden.
Thank you.
I've heard good things about you, so I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Basically, why I'm here today, and I know that you've got this thing where it's comments and not questions, I'm hoping that you don't continue the contract with Tartaglia, and if you do continue the contract, that you put him on a month-to-month basis because of his track record being dismissed from 4 towns and now the current lawsuit. I don't think that he's the right fit for this town, and I know a lot of people agree with that. And I would also like to comment that I hope that you make the budget public for the people to see this year and post it on the website, which would be extremely helpful. And that's pretty much all I have.
Okay, thank you for your comment.
Everybody, I'm Carla Holt. I live at 70 East Ashland Avenue. I'm also in agreement with her with Tartaglia, just because of the recent problems and all the highlights I've seen on the Glenolden Borough page. And then also my recent experience where we transferred the house I've been in 15 years at 7 East. We just transferred it from my mom's name into my name, and so he had to come and do a use of occupancy inspection, and then he's requiring me to replace the drive. He marked the driveway skirt to be replaced, and there's nothing wrong with the driveway skirt. There's no cracks, there's no tripping hazards. And then, of course, one of the blocks of pavement out front of the house, which is sinking and cracked, but I think it's kind of due to the street thing, and of course I'll speak further with Borough of Glenolden before I actually do any work to replace that. But yeah, I was a little bit uncomfortable with him. I was quite surprised by his appearance. I had Inspector Tim, and he had already marked everything all up, and I'm like, I'm not even selling the house. Why are you marking all this stuff? He's like, yeah, you gotta fix it in 30 days. So I did get an extension on it, but I kind of just don't like the way it was handled. I mean, considering I've been there for 15 years. So, so that's my opinion on that, and of course I'll speak further with the borough about it, because that street in front of my house, it's caving in. It's dipping in, you can see it. I've made several complaints about the manhole cover, and then right in front of my pavement, it's sinking in, and there's a big pothole type thing that we just keep repaving and repaving, throwing asphalt in, which I think is the reason why I have a crack in the sidewalk there. So I really would like for you guys to come and look at that and inquire when is East Ashland going to get fixed?
Well, that I don't have an answer.
Okay, I'm not supposed to ask questions, I know. But, so if we could do some repairs there, because anytime a big truck comes, it hits that pothole, that manhole cover, it vibrates my whole house. So, well, that's all I got to say.
That's part of the problem is when you have these bigger trucks and all come around there. The roads, they're the ones that are really tearing up.
It's the work trucks, yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
You done? I'm sorry, you done?
Yeah, I am done, thanks.
Go ahead.
Doris Acosta, 161 South Wells. I'm also commenting on the inspector. I just recently had work done, and the contractor failed to get permit. When he showed up to the house, he was very unprofessional. He just barked at the construction guys, saying, "You guys are going home." And when they explained that I was taking the tub out and putting the shower in for my husband, who just had his leg amputated, and I was just doing it for that reason, he commented, "Well, good thing it wasn't their heater, because we would have been without heat for the time." It took almost a week to get the permit, so we were out without a shower for a week. And he did show up at the house again, when we were expecting the inspector to come look at the work. For what reason, we didn't know, and he got in a confrontation with my husband. I mean, I wasn't there when it started, but I had to like break it up and say, "No, we didn't give my husband another stroke, because he just had a stroke," and he just stood there dumbfounded, and I had to ask him to get off our property.
Is there a reason why the contractor didn't move the permit in the first?
So they, for whatever reason, they thought we were in Glenside, and they said Glenside didn't need a permit.
Pretty quick distance away, but-
I know.
But
And-
but I don't, I just want to get the facts, it's just.
Right.
I'm sorry.
The only reason I went with them-
I knew Pat for a while.
Yeah.
You know, I want to
It
get
was,
the facts.
they promised it would be done in one day, and that's, with my schedule, taking care of my husband, taking care of my grandchildren, working, I just needed it done.
All right. I get it. I'm sorry to hear about that, and certainly we'll look into it. Thank you for your comment. Anybody else? Jessica?
I'm sorry, yeah, Bob.
No, go ahead.
Phil Ackerall, 43 South Street. A lot of complaints that I see about Mr. Tartaglia is that, like, is he inspecting per Glenolden Borough code, or is it personal preference? Like, is anybody here from Borough with him when he's inspecting? Does he have a handbook, or is he just eyeballing it? Is he measuring? Is he?
He's
Like-
certified.
I understand he's certified, but there's tools that come with certification. So, like, is it just his eyeballs? Like, I don't understand. Is it personal preference? Like, does he know it that well that he can just walk in somewhere and be like, "That's not code"? Then-
Sir, he's certified to
Okay.
do that.
I'm
not
certified for a
sure-
lot of things at my work too, and
Sir,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
I'm not sure what tools he uses,
Okay.
but he is inspecting pursuant to the Glenolden Borough.
Okay.
That's what he is hired to do.
Okay.
He's certified, he takes an oath to do that. That's what he does. I can't specifically tell you what tools he utilizes on any specific inspection. If there are issues with regard to that, it would be dealt with on a case-by-case basis,
Okay.
but he is certified, sir.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm certified in a lot of things too. But I'm just,
And the
there's tools that
state
go along
also
with my job.
budgets some jobs that he goes throughout the year, not necessarily all, but
No, I get it.
percentage,
I got you.
to see if he did everything according to what he's certified for.
One more thing. Is there anyone that like oversees what he does, or is he just doing his own thing?
I wouldn't say he's doing his own thing, he's doing it like Rick just indicated, he's doing it to what the state indicates to do per code.
Okay.
So, not necessarily that we oversee him, that's why we hire him.
Yeah. No, I get it. I just thought with all the complaints and stuff, maybe someone would take charge and maybe oversee what he's doing.
Well, Brian does, on occasion, we go out, if there is a complaint, we just check it out to see if it's valid or not.
Okay. Just curious, that's all.
Okay.
That's all I got.
As far as Tartaglia goes, is he covered by his own errors and omissions and workers' comp, or is he covered by Glenolden's?
He's an agent of the borough when he's hired before.
We have to cover him?
That is correct, but respectfully, when there is an issue like the current issue that's in federal court, insurances overlap and are both brought into play. So he was named, while I don't have the caption in front of me, Glenolden Borough was named, individual council people were named, which is just not how it works. Not one single one of these folks went out and had anything to do with the inspection in question. And they named him as well. But when he is named, he's required to put his insurance company on notice, as is the borough.
For just his part.
For just his part.
Company covers his part.
Yes,
And then-
but which policy controls is a matter that is dealt with by the insurance companies.
Okay. I'm just wondering if this lawsuit goes in a bad way for Glenolden, how much gets passed on to the taxpayer, and how much would Tartaglia himself be responsible for?
It would be determined based upon the outcome of the suit. Most, if not all, cases are settled somewhere along the line, and settlements are public knowledge in today's world, and so would any payments there would be. So there would be a description as to where that comes from, as to whose insurance company settled it or not. Glenolden has a very good history with regard to their insurance policies, good practices, good procedures, well-run government, very few claims, so I wouldn't anticipate a negative outcome severely impacting the insurance claims at this point. And we're in the process, Glenolden has denied the allegations in federal court. Don't believe they're accurate. We're not going to speak about them.
You've changed some code because of it as well as reported.
We as part of the advice from counsel in the federal lawsuit, we put the exact code in that is in the state. That's not what most municipalities have done along Chester Pike specifically. Some haven't done it at all. It's more about a practice than it is what the ordinance says. But our council recommended utilizing the exact language from the state, and we did that. And there's currently a motion to dismiss pending in federal court over the issue of whether or not the realtors are even a proper party to the case, and or whether Mr. Rockman has an appropriate claim.
I understand that. I am following it. Just his history, I just see him as a large liability because there have been lawsuits, Sharon helped up in Heights, Darby Township, Norwood, all against him. And then we took him on after these other towns had problems with him. It just seems like he might be a bad fit for us as well as all the other neighboring towns. And I'm really, really hoping you think about it, whether you like me or not. I think he's exposing us to things we need not be exposed to. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Evan Oxner, 201 West Cook Avenue. Some of you have known me for a lot of years. I'm here more so as a fact-finding mission after hearing a lot of bad reports about Mr. Tartaglia and the Commonwealth code enforcement. I just basically wanted to say that I'd like to think that the council would take on due diligence with the fact that 4 other municipalities within the area have had an issue with this individual and have parted ways with this individual, that you would at least look into whether or not there's not a better code enforcement agency out there for Glenolden to deal with. I agree with other remarks that are said here. I think Glenolden's a great town to live in, and I can't help but think that this individual is really giving a smudge on Glenolden's reputation. That's all I have to say.
Thanks for your comments. Would anybody else like to address council at this time? Okay. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by no. Motion carries. This time, I'd like to make a motion to approve treasurer's report.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by no. Motion carries. Any bid
No, Mr. President.
No bids or correspondence. This time, we're going to do the committee reports. Finance and Law, Mr. Ruggiero.
Nothing to report this month, Mr. President, except for the approved budget tonight, so we'll talk about that.
Okay, thank you. Public Safety, Mr. Brigetti.
Yes, Mr. President, I have two reports here this evening from the Glenolden Police Department. The first one is for the fines for the month of November 2019. They are parking tickets, $1,150, accidents, $270, incident reports, $30, DUI, $309.01, magistrate burdens, $2,558.01, restitution 0, fingerprint 0, total turned over $4,317.02. Respectfully submitted, J. Kelly, Chief of Police. The next report we have is for the incidents for the month of November 2019. They are crimes code arrest 19, vehicle code arrest 47, parking tickets issued 159, calls for service 445. Respectfully submitted, Sergeant Eric Ginsberg. That concludes your report, Mr. President.
Okay, Mr. Brigetti again. This time, Highway and Lights, Ms. Collins.
Yes, Mr. President. All jobs performed daily throughout the borough and properties and streets. These collected throughout the borough and all equipment cleaned and properly maintained. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mrs. Scala. Health and Sewer, Mrs. Calabrese.
Yes, Mr. President. Trash removed throughout the borough. Recycle cans were delivered as requested. Sewers were checked on a regular basis. Storm inlets were cleaned. Storm inlet dug out at corner of Chestnut and South Sharp. Replaced the vent cap on the sewer line at Borough Hall building. Street sweeper run routinely throughout the borough and all equipment was thoroughly cleaned. Street opening permits issued were 0 fees collected. Plumbing permits issued were 7, and fees collected were $1,495, which was turned over to the borough secretary. And that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you. Parks and Properties, Mrs. Duffy.
All parks and property were maintained and equipment cleaned, and we had a successful tree lighting ceremony despite the rain.
We did, thank you. All right, Building Zoning, Mr. Boothby.
Yes, Mr. President. Building zoning report for November 2019. Building permits issued, total permits 20. Fees collected $3,484. Contractor registrations issued were $0 collected. Total deposit turned into the Secretary for Permits and Contractors, $3,484. The use and occupancy report for the month of November 2019. CNOs applied for were 7. Fees collected were $700, 0 re-inspections. UNOs applied for 192. Fees collected $14,825, 0 re-inspections. Total monies collected $15,525. Total turned in for deposit to the Secretary for UNOs, $15,525. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Boothby. Engineers report, Ms. Nelson.
Thank you, Mr. President. With respect to the McDade Boulevard Bridge Replacement Project, we finalized the reimbursement request from PennDOT and have paperwork for the borough manager's signature tonight. We did in the process recognize and confirm that PennDOT still hasn't billed for the construction portion that is the borough, but we're finalizing the reimbursement for engineering inspection. With respect to the walking path, there's going to be a delay in going out to bid so that we can coordinate design issues that we came upon from CSX. They're having a little pushback and objection to what we've proposed, so we can make some adjustments, just don't know where they're going to land yet, and discuss that further. The ADA park access at Lower Park is still on schedule, and Lamont Park's punch list items will be addressed in the spring. With respect to the MS4 program, I handed out, and I have a few more copies if anybody's interested. One of the new permit requirements is for us to, by September of next year, identify potential sources within the borough of PCBs. There's a laundry list of things that could generate PCBs. There's a pretty significant health risk because of them. Last reports were that there's approximately 1,000 times more levels of PCBs in the Delaware River than water quality standards would typically allow. So it's the next issue we're going to have to tackle. Good news is that we don't have to resolve those problems, but we have to be part of the identification process and notification to those potential businesses. So I wanted to let you know about that. And the next Chester Pike Corridor Improvement meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December 19th at Prospect Borough Hall. And it does appear from correspondence recently that all 5 boroughs are solidly on board with moving forward.
Yeah, I think that's looking
It's very good news.
Yeah.
Exciting. And that would be my report, except for everybody to have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, solicitors report. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. President. In addition to the matter that we discussed with the public regarding the suit, Mrs. Nelson and I have been working to try and remedy and get one of our utilities to recognize an error that they've made, but it's slow going. It will stay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, this time we have any old business? Any new business? I think we have a couple pieces of new business, actually. Some motions. All right, let's go with, Ms. Calabrese.
Yes, Mr. President, I have 3 motions. The first motion is to adopt ordinance 2134, setting the refuse weight rate at $198 per unit for the year of 2020.
So moved.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions on that?
Mr. President, just one comment. That is no increase this year to any of the residents or businesses in the sewer fee.
Okay.
So this is the 3rd year without an increase.
Gotcha. Okay.
The second motion to adopt...
Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No. Motion carries.
The second motion to adopt ordinance 2135, setting the sewer rate for 2020 as follows. Each dwelling unit or apartment unit would be $335. Wash basins would be $32.31. Wash sinks would be $64.66. The toilet flush is $84.02. Bathtubs is $66.22. The shower bath is separate, would be $66.22. Urinals will be $42.67. Drinking fountains, $32.31. Automobile wash, $242.42. Self-service laundry per washing unit will be $80.83. And the floor drains will be $32.30.
Okay, have a motion.
So
We
moved.
have a second. We got a motion and a second. Any questions on that? Any questions on that?
Again, Mr. President, there's no change in these fees. They're the same as they were the last 2 years.
Okay, thank you very much. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by no? Motion carries.
The third motion is to accept the bid proposal from B&L Trash Disposal for 3 years beginning January 2020, ending December 2022, pending the solicitor's review.
Got a motion, need a second?
Second that motion.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by no? Motion carries. I bet you wish I waived motions tonight, huh? Okay, at this time, we'd like to hear from Ms. Duffy from Parks and Property.
I would like a motion to adopt resolution number 519 to apply for the 46th year community development block grant CDBG funding.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by no? Motion carries. And I'd just like to add, the CDBG grants has been giving us the funding for, just so you know what it's about, the improvements that we've been doing throughout the town, like the parks and stuff like that. And we apply for that each year, and the help with Eileen. She certainly pushes that for us and been doing a pretty good job, so we thank you on that too. Okay. Last few motions ago, finance and law, Mr. Ruggiero.
Yep. I'd like to make a motion to approve the general fund budget in the amount of $4,451,334. The sewer budget in the amount of $1,334,200. And the liquid fuels budget in the amount of $167,000 for the year 2020.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by no. Motion carries.
I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 2132, which is an ordinance fixing the tax rate for the fiscal year 2020 at the rate of 9.4 mils on each $1,000 of assessed valuation.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by no. Motion carries.
Finally, I'd like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 2133, levying a 1% transfer tax for the year 2020.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye. Opposed by no. Motion carries. Okay. At this time, I'd like to hear from the mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd just like to tell the residents one thing, that overnight parking is going to improve through the holiday. So when your guests come in, family members, especially kids from college, you don't have to worry about parking on the street for the holidays. Also, I'd like to tell the residents too that we're working with the police department. It's very important that if you see something out of the ordinary, or it's not just right, or nobody knows your town better than the residents do, please call 911. They would rather come by, check it out, and be nothing, than to find out that they missed a chance that something actually did happen. So if you see something, call, that's what's for it. And the guys want to check it out, they really do, and they'd rather do that than to have a tragedy or something happen. And just on that note, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to pay all bills as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed by no. Motion carries. Before we adjourn, we're going to have a brief executive session on personnel matters. I'd like to also add, I'd like to wish everyone happy holidays, nice Christmas and New Year's. And I'd like to thank council for the hard work they did throughout this year. Parks and Property, Kim Duffy, Ann Sikala, Mayor Ann really did a really nice job throughout the year with the festivities that we had throughout the year.
Absolutely.
And I'd like to thank Matt for working on that budget in the past couple of weeks, really working it really hard and got it where we need to be. Jim in the zoning department, working hard, and Jerry helping out the police department and all. And the mayor, just for the few weeks he's been with us, been on the phone with me almost constantly, and with the borough manager. I'm like, man, this guy can stop it. But I'll tell you what, he's doing a fantastic job as our mayor, and we're really pleased to have him on board amongst us. So thank you for everything. And Mike, thank you for everything what he does too. He does a lot for this borough and keeps us in line.
It's my privilege to be here.
So I'd like to wish everyone happy holidays, and everyone in the audience. We usually don't have an audience this size with the council, but welcome to come every month, and happy holidays to you too. Okay, so just turn the record to motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion second. Any questions on that?
All in favor?
Please say aye.
Aye. I'll say that with you.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks for all you do.